Hello and welcome to RC Birds, and thanks for stopping by. Last evening we built the basic of the module. I cleaned up everything today, and for now we start bringing some obstacles onto this module and doing first some design stuff. I'll check the software a little bit. All right. First things first is this seesaw. This module works fine. Here not. And because I want to go over this in this direction and want to go them down, both want that they are going down, I use this wheel let to keep it down. Hi Matthias! So on each of the seesaws I have now 30 grams in addition. This looks great. This wasn't a problem. This is much better. Always test it. Okay. Like I found out last evening, this radio is disturbing the microphone. I will turn off the microphone for a few seconds. Although there are two things I find out. This piece of wood here is a little bit loose. I will fix this with glue. And the other thing was that 30 gram on each of the scissors was too much. I turned it down to 15 grams. Fixing this wood piece will be done later. When I glue the whole thing on, I mark it. This lead or metal piece can be removed later, but with a way of marking it, I won't have a problem. Another problem. A software. Okay, this is the first thing. I put this away. The next thing I'd like to do is to add some street markings. This roll is a little bit white. This would be nice, but if I see my marking here and here, it's hard to see because there's a shadow, but here is still some marking left that I don't like. So I use this middle stripe, or middle white stripe, to mark all the edges of the grass. It's all right if you get a little bit under the grass. It looks more natural, as if the grass grew over the stripe. Can't say it often enough. Always be careful when you're using a knife. It might not look perfect, but if you think there's a crawler club out there in real life, I don't think they work too precise. It's just more about having fun and running the cars, and not about being precise with the markings. Although for sure you don't need any markings if you go crawling. Well, hi to everyone who got in here. I'm concentrating on these marks. I will look later who's coming new to this build video. Hi Duke, hi Damien. Thank you, Damien. Thank you, Duke. These stripes are kind of vinyl. They look much better if they are sealed by some clear coat. On YouTube, it doesn't look as bad as I thought. I have to clean the scissors later. Oh my God. The glue is sticking on my fingers. So now I can go on. Welcome, gents. Obwohl bei dir willkommen, ist das richtig? Ja, ich muss mal das Fenster. I have to change the window. There. So I now can see now the actual chat. So this should be enough for the first thing. Oh, it's around the second. Branding. Widget. Oh, just a second. For some reason, there is a status which says bad. Warning, warning. I hope this will be better in a few seconds. Okay. The stickers have 5 centimeters. It's just a little bit math. To find out where I have the middle. This is a bird module, and for this reason I ran it as it. This is easy math. I had forgotten to blow. Now it's fine. Okay. It looks... No. If you Google it, gents, the stickers were from Zweckform, known in every Zeitschriftenladen, and they work together with Avery. If you Google design stickers, you'll find them for sure. One moment, need the other window. Do you see the label? There you should find the sticker generator. You only need your own logo. 150 by 150 pixels would be alright. And then you can say you want paper or vinyl stickers. You can say you want a rounded shape or a squared shape. And yeah, it took around a week and you get them. Hello, GNC. GNCSC, excuse me. So. Never mind, gents. Let's talk a little bit about Seesaw, which is the next thing I will glue onto it. It will be in a diagonal shape, or state, or whatever. I use epoxy glue for it. Yeah, I will take this away. I don't know if I have some wood glue. Yes, I come to it later. Let's. Okay, let's talk about epoxy. I always use 5-minute epoxy, which is great. I had used it on the ships, and for a normal session, I mix it up. But now I have this peak for mixing, which is great if you want to just put straight on the point, but which is really bad because you always lose this kind of glue, which is for epoxy a lot. But just to be lazy, and not having too many. Okay, here it is. See, item, there are 2 mixing peaks. Peaks? Do you say peaks? Not many overlay, but for sure you have to find the middle point without any big work. Also, I'm now filling up this little gap, which I already got here. So I don't need the wood glue. But I like to press it on. Fine. Hello, Crash King. Everything's good today's evening. The worst things were solved yesterday. And big thank you to Brian from Adventure Time RC. He gave me some input how I can do this module without being on the standard shape. But I'm curious if you got some new ideas for me. I hope the sound isn't too terrible. I don't have my headphones on. So the next thing I will build on this course is this bridge, which will later put over here. Oh, fine. Nope, the other way was right. Oh, nice. You can see it. I had lifted up the camera a little bit before I started this today. The epoxy glue doesn't make real sense on this because the grass mats wouldn't take it for long. But one thing which helps is the gravity. There don't be any forces for lifting up. And I will add some screws later. But for now, before this thing dries out, in the meantime, while I'm building this, if you like, you can tell me about your traditions you are using on New Year's Eve. Here we have the Berliner, which are some kind of donut dough and filled up with marmalade. Okay, we were last year in Schwartau, and they say don't say marmalade, say it's breakfast juice or something else. But they are filled up with marmalade and some kind of powder sugar on above it. And these things were eaten very often on New Year's Eve. So here we have to drill. Okay. I promise you, I have my streaming software here and the YouTube software. And YouTube is very good. And also on the statistic of my streaming software, it must be the WLAN or YouTube. No problem. Camera keeps fading out. Believe me, the camera is better than my microphone. It ain't nice if everything doesn't work as I want to. So I drilled out 2 holes. This is slightly better to use the screws. Okay. Yeah, for sure. I know Wi-Fi isn't so good for streaming. Nice. Yes. Okay. The same as I did here on top, I do when it is dried out. I'm drilling holes right through the bridge, and then we'll put them, or put the screws, or let the screws bite into the module. But for now, it looks great. I'm always looking, or I'm looking right now at the statistics where my computer dates were given to me, but it looks as if the streaming is working. Everything's green, nothing's lost. Okay, I shut off the sound and then try this climb. Okay, the bridge over the bridge works. No problems at the sides where I had screwed it. This loose side is another thing, but this is an interesting thing of it. I can change it as I want it. This. Okay, let me check the photos, what we have done yesterday. Okay. The next two bridges are in front and behind the seesaw. Jetzt stellt stabil wieder hergestellt. Ja. Somehow the two softwares I use are fighting against each other. Oh, hi there, Adam. Only the video? No. I tried to keep this video later in the playlist which I'm building is okay. I cannot expect that anyone watches over hours these building videos, especially if in the building videos are my thoughts or the time I use for thoughts. And I will do an overview later on where I can edit fine and correct the mistakes the Wi-Fi is now making. Okay. It's hard to see. But right under here are the supporting blocks. And I have some longer screws and wider screws than I had drilled. And fine, good to read it. If anyone is wondering why the screws are going so easy in wood, these are called spucks. We have these here in the hardware stores. They are the best. They're really the best for the job. And as you can see here, I don't need a machine. I can just screw through the wood. Let's see where we are here. Missed the hole. So a little software change so I can show it better to you. I had drilled the hole through the bridge, through the module plate, and down here there are these wood stands where the screws bite in. Now I have the possibility to design an obstacle or bridge, which I really like. One, two, good. Okay. I turn off the sound again and try another test. But it worked. This is great. I had a little bit here because I had done the ones who weren't here at the beginning. I had done some weights under the seesaw to get it in one direction. And the problem on the first test was that the car has to go up very far and then turns down. And for the Betty, this bridge construction with the seesaw here is the one that my Bronco will do this. See, it has a lot of more height here than that Betty. But speaking of the deadbolt, I'm thinking about the deadbolt. A little bit improvement. Feels very hard. Okay, let have me a short drink. One moment. I write it down. Hi there, Thad. Okay, Adam, I'm missing my chat comments. He is. No, he isn't. There. On YouTube, it is not on my streaming software. If I turn on the radio and get here to the microphone, you will hear it. So that I pull the plug as soon as I start the car. And you have no sound, but you see the pictures. And therefore, it might hear a little thump. Hi, Thompson. So let me do a short look. What else? Cell phones are just such a big relief. I did some photos before I cleaned up this morning the things I did yesterday. And there's still one thing I want to do today. It was an idea or some kind of thought of Brent for the possibilities you can do with we just put it on some things here, and I can hardly explain it, but as he stated, I think, okay, I have here my possibilities where I can drive, where I plan to drive, but also there must be some things beside the whole thing, and therefore, which probably will be done tomorrow, I will use these flex perches. Therefore, this has to dry and be fixed. But before I close up the whole thing here, I do another thing. This is for me bad to work, but I try it. We have here now this flexible bridge. We have a flexible bridge here and the seesaw down here. So if I put this thing here, I have to do more than 2 screws. I still have the possibility to put this up and go over the seesaw, or put it down in combination with the lower bridge and have an extra way of using this piece of the course. It's a little bit sloppy. Okay, let's do a quick fix. This is the best of the crawler courses. You don't have to be any kind of precise. Okay. For this, I drill holes in the first three Stäbchen. In the first three Holzstab English.
English.
Nein. Holzstab Englisch.
Auf English work.
So easy. In the first three sticks. And just remember, if the holes aren't in line, that doesn't count anything. The screws will hold better here if they are some kind of twisted or diagonal. As soon as I fix this, or add the further skin, I change the software again so I can see what he wrote. Now I'm at the streaming software where I can see what I'm doing just in time. YouTube isn't so so fast. Wow, that's nice to hear, Damien. You are from Britain, right? Now we have 23. It's 22 over there. These screws are great, really great. They cost, I think, 4 or 5 times more than regular screws, but they work perfect. And you know there is no helping. I'm just turning the screws in with my hands. Okay, I have to admit on my first Tamiya car, after I had put all screws on, my hand really feel it. And yeah, I got stronger till then. But this is really easy. They bite their way like hot knives through butter. So just a little soft drink. Now which game is into right? It's some kind of education program, and I think that you do some projects together, which is really great. So I don't know. I do one thing. I take the other software so that I can see what I'm doing. Here we have 9 screws. The whole thing. Oh, inside can be used as a complete bridge. Or if I put this up, there's still the possibility to drive through. What I'm testing now, and for this I'm turning off the sound. Is to use this construction. excuse me, my mistake. I start again. This course is really easy, really cheap. Each bridge under 5 euros. The big bridge, 8 euros. The seesaws, each, I think, 4 euros. And for this, I think you already have some screws or some plate you can use. And the next I'm doing is this hanging perch. It was around 7 euros, and you already can see it. It's from Trixie. I have no contract with them, but they are cheap. You can get it in a pet store. You can get it on Amazon. In the bird world, they are really discussed because of using some not so bird-friendly stuff. But this is just a side. And I have 2 of these. I think I will put them right here at the edges so that I can get around the corners or doing some kind of curve here. Yeah, you can see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, any questions? Bye, Jens. Tip, tip, tip. Yep. Rest of your day. It's getting here close to midnight. That we have now 11 o'clock 22 p.m. But I have a few days off, and it's one of the biggest holidays I have is New Year's Eve, or as we call it here, Sylvester. Right? Sylvester like Stallone. There are some gags going on with this word. And yeah, even if as I had found my studies with cab driving, I never ever drove on New Year's Eve because it's my personal favorite holiday in the year. Oh, nice to hear, gents. Now everything seems fine. My wife watched TV. It's the same router, but she's on the cable. And I don't know why this was today so bad. Oh. If I see the module here in this mini screen, it really looks good. On YouTube better than on mine. Here on the streaming software I see more dirt. If I look at it complete, it's more worse. But never mind. Tomorrow morning, vacuum cleaner and everything's fine again. Okay, gents, I do it in English and then in German, which is easier for me. There are, near the other window, there is one wire and a second wire, and these make the whole thing really flexible. As you can see here, here's the wire coming out and going back, same on here. Also, das sind Sachen, die kriegst du in der Zoohandlung. Und da sind Drähte in dem Holz drin, die das Ganze flexibel machen. Man kann das leider sehr schwer erkennen. Die sind dann hier am Ende nochmal gebogen, dass sie nicht rausspringen können. Und du kannst das dann für Käfige, egal ob es jetzt Hamster oder Vögel sind, dann ganz flexibel einrichten. Und der Vorteil ist halt, A, die Dinger sind sehr günstig. Und B, du kannst wirklich ganz individuell das Ganze einrichten. Oder ich sag mal so, wenn wie wir das eben festgestellt haben, bleibt der Crawler hängen, kann nachgebogen werden. Hast du eine feststehende Landschaft oder Untergrund, muss der Crawler nachgebogen werden. So, this was for my German viewer. I get a warning. Ja, und egal, was du jetzt guckst, ob du jetzt in den Zooladen gehst oder halt zu Amazon, es macht wirklich nichts aus. Wir haben hier in Köln, hab nichts mit Leuten zu tun, aber wie gesagt, wir haben hier einen Köln Zoo und da habe ich durch Zufall mal gesehen, dass die Teile, die ich auf Amazon sonst immer gekauft habe, genauso viel kosten, wie sie jetzt dort im Laden sind. Also macht es keinen Unterschied. Vielleicht hat man im Zooladen auch noch die Möglichkeit, die Dinger sich vorher anzugucken. Während auf Amazon sind die sehr stark gefotoshoppt, wo dann hier auf solchen kleinen Dingern, wir haben hier einen Durchmesser von 15 cm, da sitzt dann bei Amazon ein Makar drauf. I told my friend that it doesn't make a difference if you go to a pet store or to buy them at Amazon. But always keep in mind, on a pet store, nearly the same price. Maybe 10 cents more, but this doesn't count. You can hold it in your hands and you can check it. And on Amazon, it's very often that you see this thing, 15 centimeter in diameter, where they put a makar on. And a makar is bigger than a chicken. And for this, you cannot trust Amazon, or maybe the sellers on Amazon, which are using so many Photoshop. So it's better to go inside this shop, which is always better, and see what you buy. Okay, everybody. Has anyone questions? I hope the second stream wasn't as bad as the first one, but tomorrow I'll see. Yes, it's put on no, statistics are great. Statistics are great. I don't know what Amazon is with the connection. Okay, everyone, have a good night or have a good day, depending on where you are on this little ball. And see you soon on Artsy Birds.